start this presentation on yoga and meditation. My name is Kalpana Sharma. I am the HR volunteer. It's a non-profit organization led by Swindon, who is a mystic, visionary and yogi. Before starting the presentation, I would like to thank Pradeep for giving me this opportunity, and thank you all of you all for being here. It's a great opportunity. Also, I would like to thank Yogi for doing all the work that has been doing for the last couple of months with me, and my children, my daughters, have been bearing with me while I was working for this presentation. The 21st century. In the 21st century, we've seen about speed and advancement in science and technology, in about everything that we are doing in our physical life. Be it a profession, be it medicine, be it entertainment, be it anything, sports, travel, anything you take, we have reached to a peak. We have started using smart apps for everything. We have started using smart apps even to measure our sleep patterns. With the GPS system coming in, getting lost is not a problem at all. We don't want to age gracefully. Gracefully aging is a matter of past. So basically, this technology has brought immense comfort and convenience to us that we couldn't even think about it in the past so many years. But as it is doing so, as the technology is growing and it is bringing us comfort and convenience, at the same time, it has been very successful in creating robots, in bringing up robots out of human life. It has given so much independence to women in terms of job, but made her children so dependent on gadgets. And we have forgotten. Rather, this technology has made us forget that this nature has given us responsibility in terms of man and woman. The responsibilities was that one earns the bread and other one needs it with love. If this element of love was missing, then everything would have been dry and everything would have been done in our life. This would have been an immense gap in the cohesiveness of what we call a family. Whatever we are doing outside in terms of work, in terms of home, there's immense pressure today. Everything looks like there's so much stress coming in, there's so much insecurity, there's so much fear, there's so much irritation, and there's so much frustration. But this kind of technology, I mean, if you look at it, it has brought us so much comfort. But the very fact that it was supposed to give us life, it is sucking it in. Life is all that we have got today. Life is all that we have got today. But most of the time, we are busy preparing for it. You know, Sadhguru says that people with great effort, they achieve success only to suffer it. What kind of life is this? It's such an ordinary life where we're struggling to meet every end. We don't know whether it is a means to an end or this is happiness. If we just look at a slide where we talk about all those things that have captivated our mind today in a modern lifestyle. A degree, a job, wedding, probably car, house, shopping, non-vegetarian food, and holiday, and lots more, drinks and stuff like that. All this has gathered, making our life in terms of looking for happiness for all these things. Basically, if you look at this slide, what is it telling us? What is it telling us? That this is what gives us happiness. If this is what gives us happiness, what has come along with it? The next slide, please. What has given us is this as well. So, when we say that a drink can make me happy, or a little dress can make me happy, or maybe my favorite dish can make me happy, a property can make me happy. The problem is, there is no problem in having all these things. The problem is only that we are looking for happiness in this. It doesn't last anymore. Whenever you have something, you're always looking forward to something else and else. else. If I say that, I have to draw water from a well, I say, well, if I had a tap at home, it would have been good. If I had a tap, I would think that a bathroom would have been good. If I had a bathroom, I would think an ensuite would have been good. An ensuite, a jacuzzi, swimming pool. The list goes on and on. Every time we are looking forward to something that this will make me happy, every time it takes a little forward saying that this is what I want and then I will be happy. The thing is, we have been using a lot of our vision outside us. All the things that we are looking for in happiness is basically such a farce in this world that we were never meant to look for happiness outside. All our vision is outward. All the insight that I want to bring to this presentation today is if we change our outlook from what we are looking for it outside to inward, everything can be changed and what you want in the outside world can be yours completely. If you look at this, the outer energy that we are using in terms of physical way, the body itself, the outer energy that we are using is very helpful to us in terms of sustaining our life. It can fill our tummies, but it cannot bring that longing from within to know that longing of happiness inside. The deep pleasure, the deep bliss inside, it cannot bring that. It will only make you look forward. So that's why today, happiness is got in terms of installments. House, a car, a dress, or maybe anything. So if you look at this kind of inner energy that I am talking about, not the outer energy, all we are doing is, if we are just looking this way, we need to look this way. And everything that we are longing for can be ours. This energy that I am talking about, the inner energy, it's prevailing in all of us, in every one of us, but it is in the dormant state. Right now, we need to awaken that energy so that the entire bliss that we are looking for in our life, that can be accessible to us. That bliss is living inside us. It's only that we've been using limited energy of this body and limited energy of the mind in terms of insecurity, in terms of looking for happiness and frustration and anger and everything. This outer energy is limited and the inner energy is a vast energy than the outer energy which has not been tapped so far. If we look at life today, we have to talk about the inner energy, there are two aspects of this inner energy. The inner energy, the outer part of this inner energy makes our life the way it is. Like, it helps to live, the lungs to inflate, the heart to beat, you need to walk, talk, everything. But the inner part of this inner energy is dormant. It is lying there, it has not been used. So, if we have to tap this kind of inner energy, which will give us immense bliss in our life, the one that we have been looking for, then we need to understand our life in a particular way. If we look at the world today, if you just look at the world today, the outer matter, look at the way our body is made. Look at everything, the mat you are sitting on, the mic, everything, the hall, everything. All this is made up of 5 elements. This fire, earth, water, ether and space. Everything in the physical world is made up of only 5 elements. Even our body, even the animal's body and everything. So basically we categorize the outer energy in terms of 4 major categories. One is the mineral, the rocks. The second one is the plants. The third one is animals. And the fourth one is human beings. Now, if you have to take samples of the body of all of these and grade them and atomize them and make powder out of them and put it in containers where we have to give it for test analysis, then everything would just show the same result. That means there is no difference between me or my body and that mat. We all are made of the same physical matter, but it is manifested into different forms. So in terms of physical way, we may look different, but it is made out of the same fabric, the same material. If we look at this in terms of how then we differ from the animals or plants or anything, how do we differ from them? It is only one thing, and that's the most important thing to know for this presentation. is that the thing that differs us from the mineral, the plant and the animal is that we have something more than them. They can eat, sleep, reproduce and die. We can do that as well. We can do everything that all these three categories do, but something more. And that something more, listen to me carefully, that something more is the awareness that we have which the animals or plants do not have. Suppose if I told you, come along with me and we'll just go this way. We won't go because we have the awareness that my house lies somewhere else. We won't follow them because we know the awareness that I am living somewhere else and I don't want to follow a particular person. But with animals it doesn't happen. That awareness that the animal does not have, that is what we have. And that is the whole difference between a human life and an animal life. But today, the generation, the way we are living is, we're just living like animals, eating, sleeping, reproducing, dying. Why? Because we have not tapped this inner awareness. And this inner awareness that I am talking about in this presentation is the core, the inner energy, the inner being, the divine inside us which has not been tapped, which is the basis of every life, which is the basis of everything that we are doing. There is a particular intelligence that is happening everywhere in our world. There is a particular, if you look at it, you know the way the flowers blossom, the plants orbit around the sun, the galaxies where they are, me talking and standing here, you sitting here, eating, sleeping, everything. All this is happening in this world because of something that is permeating into us. That intelligence, there is some intelligence. That intelligence cannot be seen with these eyes or through these hands, cannot be touched or heard. Nothing. All these five senses that we are using are just physical. They are outside. They are outbound. These are very limited physical resources. We can't do anything with them. We can only see the world, we can hear it. But if that intelligence, we have to tap it, if we have to know it, then we all know that it is existing. If it is not existing, I would be standing here and talking to you like a live person, I would be dead. Or it is seen in a tree, it is seen in everything that permeates today in the world. This intelligence is the divine intelligence. And this divine intelligence has, designed human beings into such a way that they can create awareness and bliss for themselves. But the problem is, we are not even aware what is bliss today. We are struggling for life. We are struggling to meet the ends. Forget about forget about bliss or what we could do. There is immense potential in us, but we are living like chickens. We can fly like an eagle, but we are living like a chicken, and we think we are this. We think this is what it is. This is our maximum capability that we have. There's immense possibility in a human being, but we have made this a limitation, and that is the whole mystery of today. If we have to tap this inner energy, there are two things that we need to know. This intelligence that permeates into everything and all of us basically has given us immense power in terms of resources. The one is that if you look at the divine, everybody of us can be divine. But if you look at it, we have long faces today. We are not getting something, we are getting something. Life is either by accident or by chance, or sometimes it's good, sometimes we were never meant to look for happiness outside. We were always meant to be happy and do something. All that we are doing today, look at the physical life itself, all that we are doing today is in pursuit of happiness. If I do this, I will be happy. Basically, when you tap this inner energy, the bliss that I am talking about, you will not look for happiness outside. It won't be a pursuit like looking for it. It will be an expression. You will be an expression. So does that mean if I tap this energy, if that dominant energy is awakened in me, then I don't sleep or eat or shop or do anything? No, it doesn't mean that. In fact, it means that when I tap this, I will live even more. Not in terms of years, I might, but in terms of profundity, in terms of experience of life, how profound my experience would be, how beautiful my experience would be. I will never get upset with anything or get irritated. So this energy to understand what we are made of and what lies within us. Basically, we need to understand there has to be purity of two things. Today, we have abused our body and our mind, and that's why there's so much misery. Today, there's so many people telling me, you know, my back is hurting, I'm not keeping well today. All this is because we have been looking at two things very differently. One is our physical thing, the body. What you're looking at me is the body, but I'm not the body. The way I'm moving my hands, the way I'm talking, it is not the body that is deciding. It is somebody who is sitting inside which decides what I want to do. It is something that inside decides what is my choice in life. What is it? This body that we think ourselves is actually just like a car. It is made up of flesh and bone, but that is not the only purpose of this body. It has immense intelligence. It has immense intelligence. It is made up of 5 elements, out of which water takes up most of the space, which is 72% of it. If you look at this body today, most of us have been believing and we have been living in this, we've been growing up believing that this is the body, I am the body. Once you call this is the body, then imagine you're dressing up for the body, you eat for the body, you do everything today, everything, the expression, the contemporary expression that has happened today is all because we are thinking that we are this body. We are not this body, it is just a tool to express and experience life. But this tool can be an immense, fantastic tool. It could be an immense vessel for us to reach the ladder and reach the divine. But we have made this a limitation. We are thinking that, oh, imagine like you are in a car, yeah? You buy a car and you get a user manual. You get a maintenance card where you know how to maintain it. You sit inside and you don't know the driving skills. Even if you sit inside and let the car just run on its own, you know, you don't know whether there is a screen, the wiper, whether you know there's an indicator or you don't know anything about it. You just sit in the car and the car goes on. If you have to reach from A to B, will you reach? You won't reach from A to B anywhere because you will either meet with an accident or you might reach by chance if the body is running, the car is running. So in this case, if you think that this is me, then you have started fueling it in the wrong kind of food. So we will look at food and how impure we have made this body, which was supposed to be a ladder for our awakening, for our own self-development. If you look at the kind of food we are eating, you know, with the cereals, it is fully packed of toxins. The cereals, the morning cereals that we use, we think they are nice and glossy, they look so good. The food industry is actually such a deceptive industry that it just sells everything, making it look more glossy and everything, just so that they can make money. But all the packet food, all that packet food, ready-made food and processed food is actually damaging our body. The kind of chocolates and everything that we are feeding today to children, that is creating such a havoc in the body. It's just that we are not able to see inside. I wish we could see inside what happens to our body when we show you the video. Then we will know what are we doing, how are we abusing this body. So these are the things, basically the packet, the pre-made food and the things, the crisp and everything that we talk about today. This is our lifestyle, non-vegetarian food, garlic and onion. They are all depleters. This vessel in which you are living, they will not let you go anywhere. It will just deplete you and just cause a lot of pain. If you look at the next video, I'll just talk about it. The way we are going about it is like the kind of thoughts we are creating today. Every thought, positive and negative thought, is creating an impact on our body. Every cell is affected. Every cell is made of 70% of water. And when we create stress in terms to get something, we are abusing this body every day. We are sleeping when we should wake up. We should be waking up at 4 o'clock, but we are sleeping that time. The cortisol level is so high in the morning that all the cancer, you look at the chronic diseases today. Headache, all this is telling us that wake up, there is something that you need to take care. If you just put medicines in your body, it will just take it out, just the tip of the iceberg. But that disease still stays in our body. And with medicine, no matter, no nutritionist, no doctor, nobody can take it. They can take it out biologically, but they cannot take it out from internal, because this system, the things that we have created for ourselves, is deep down. Medicines, no education, no kind of exercise, no gymming, nothing can take that out. Anything if that can take that out is looking inside. If we just look at what stress can do to our body, you will be shocked as to every time we create a negative thought, it affects the pituitary gland, it affects the, at the thought level, the hormones are generated and the whole body goes into depletion, and that's why we feel the way we are feeling today. We are not in this anymore. So if we look at the video.
Your body on stress. When you're stressed, your body reacts instantly. Here are 12 of the most significant changes that happen in your body. Your heart. Each time you experience stress, your heart beats faster and you put excess strain on it. Your blood pressure. Your blood pressure increases because it's pumping extra blood, oxygen, and sugars to your muscles to supply more energy. Remember, under stress, you trigger your fight or flight response, and your body responds as though you're under attack. Whether it's real, just a perceived threat, or you're just feeling the pressure and tension from your modern-day hectic life. Your blood pressure further rises because your body also narrows and constricts your blood vessels to prevent you from bleeding to death from injury. Your blood. Your blood starts clotting, which creates blockages in your circulatory system, preventing the free flow of blood through your body. This is another way your body protects you. So if you're injured, you won't bleed to death. Here's the challenge. Your blood will clot regardless of whether or not you really are injured. Your digestion. Stress severely affects your digestion. Under stress, your body shuts or slows down any systems that are absolutely necessary to deal with the immediate threat. At those times, your body does not care about digesting food. It only cares about staying alive. So the blood supply to your digestive organs is slowed. This can lead to weight gain, which many of us are trying to prevent through good nutrition and exercise. So even if you're eating healthy foods, your body won't be able to properly digest that food and extract the nourishment it needs because that system has slowed down. This can also lead to increased stomach acidity. It's no wonder that you turn on the television and hear countless ads for medication that help with acid reflux and stomach acidity problems. That's why it's essential to manage your stress so your digestion can be strong and process your nutrition properly each day. Otherwise, the food will just sit there and slowly make its way out while you continue to add more food, overloading your already slow digestive system. Your immune system. Like your digestive system, your body will suppress your immune system. Under stress, your body is less concerned with fighting disease. Its main focus is fighting off or fleeing from a perceived threat. So this means you're much more susceptible to getting sick and having less physical resources to fight that sickness. When people are upset and stressed about something, have you ever heard the phrase, "That makes me sick"? Well, yes, those situations can make you sick. Really. Your breathing. When you're stressed, your breathing switches from relaxed, slow, deeper diaphragmatic breathing to fast, shallow chest breathing. This can put a strain on your lungs and can lead to hyperventilation. Anxiety and panic attacks can also accompany shallow breathing. In challenging moments, we often tell people to please take a deep breath. Now you know. That's because under stress, we breathe much more shallow, preventing our bodies from receiving the much-needed oxygen to operate at its best. Your perspiration. Have you heard the phrase, "Don't sweat it," or "Don't sweat the small stuff," referring to people who are upset about so many things? Under stress, we can perspire excessively. People who are nervous and anxious often experience increased sweating. Even general nervousness can make us perspire. Your body body sweats more to keep your body cool. Under stress, you put increased demands and activity on your body, and your body responds by sweating to keep us from overheating, which would really cause some serious internal damage. Your muscles. More blood flows to your muscles, giving them a burst of temporary strength. When this happens, we put pressure and strain on our muscles, since they haven't been trained to actually handle the excess workload. This strain can lead to injury and, over time, sheer exhaustion. Most of us know that the best way to develop strength is consistent and steady weight training over time, not from pumping excess blood to our muscles and overuse from stress. Your blood sugar. Your blood sugar levels rise to provide more energy to your body. Some of our bodies are not equipped to adequately process that flood of blood sugar, and that can lead to serious health problems. Your anti-aging growth hormones. Your body reduces the flow of anti-aging growth hormones. So, as a result, our bodies age faster.
If we look at what we've been feeding this body and how it affects us, we will know that this is just a tool and we've been feeding it with so much toxins, so much chemicals and so many bad hormones that we have been, there's no doubt that we've been depleted the way that we have depleted today. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is water. When we get the supply of water in our house, it goes through 50 bends. It is pushed with a lot of pressure in the taps and it goes through 50 bends. When it goes through 50 bends and it comes to us, we directly put the glass to the tap and start drinking water. This water is actually 60% toxic. Did you know that? The molecular structure of this water has completely changed by the time it came from the pump to your tap. So, if we hold this water in a copper vessel for about 12 hours, this completely changes the molecular structure. It makes it more harmonious for our body to digest it, to give us all the nourishment that we want, and also without changing the chemical composition of the water. So, it's very important. The key things that we need to know about this tool that we are carrying in this lifetime, that we say that this is my life, this is not the body that I am, it is a tool that I am carrying, and sleep and food and water are extremely important to keep that kind of purity in us. The second one that I am talking about, I forgot about the kind of vibrations or kind of thoughts that create an impact on the kind of food that we eat. If you look at the non-vegetarian food today, you know, when you say that you basically consume non-vegetarian food, you always talk about protein. Many people talk about protein. It is in high content in protein. But do you know how an animal is slaughtered? When the animal refuses to come in because of immense blood that is flowing in the slaughterhouse, the animal is forced to get it. The tail of that animal is twisted so hard that the gristle breaks. The animal is in deep pain and it pushes forward out of that pain. And this is how the animal is pushed forward, and somebody stabs the animal so that it just collapses down. Before the animal dies, its skin is ripped and its hair is ripped, and the animal is in deep pain. Deep pain. I can't emphasize how much painful it is. I mean, imagine we are made of same material and then we kind of look at something like this for taste or for protein. We were never meant to have protein this way. Even in so much of pain and so much anger that animal has for us, if those are the kind of thoughts that the animal goes through when it is slaughtered, the same kind of thought goes through its entire body, because every thought affects every cell of that animal and it permeates into the entire body. And to make it look meatier and attractive, it is washed with nitrites and nitrates, most carcinogenic chemicals, just to make it look meatier. There are some 11, I just heard that 11 million animals are killed every day in UK. I mean, the amount of killing that is happening today and the vibration that goes into that non-vegetarian food. Plus, if you look at it, our human body is meant for herbivorous food, to digest, plants. We don't have the necessary canine to, digest the flesh that is in the animal. As I said, that every every physical matter manifested into its own stuff. If you give an apple to an animal, it will eat and make into an animal body. If the same apple we eat, it gets into a human body. We don't have the necessary software to digest that kind of food. When you looked at the video earlier, the small intestine is extremely long. When this kind of heavy food gets into our body, it stays there for hours and hours, creating a huge impact on our liver to digest it, because the amount of protein that is there, it makes it too heavy to digest and creates a huge impact, causing cancers. But all of this is physical. If you look at this video, you will know what kind of vibrations go into killing the animal, and the animal is in pain, and the animal is in anxiety, in fear, in insecurity. All that gets infused with the food, with the basically the dead animal, and that is what we are consuming today. Can we ever be happy with this kind of body? If you look at this video, you will know what thoughts can do to our food. Yeah, this video is basically about our thoughts, how our thoughts affect everything around us. If we are creating a positive thought, it creates ripples in the cosmos. If we are creating negative thought, it creates ripples in the cosmos. It hits the person whom you have targeted it to and hits you back. So basically, thoughts have immense impact on everything that we are doing today. So Dr. Emoto, he is a Japanese scientist. He has done an experiment on food. Basically, he took samples. There are many, you can check on the net as to how thoughts can affect our body and mind. If you look at this, he has taken 2 samples of food, and he has given thoughts of love and peace and hatred, and see what happens to our food. And every day, we ladies are cooking food with so many things on our mind, and we are infusing the food with this kind of vibration and feeding our little ones.
After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked, Dr. Emoto has conducted another experiment. He placed the rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker. "You're an idiot." Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker. "You're an idiot" to the second. And the third one, he completely ignored. After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong, pleasant aroma. The rice in the second beaker turned black. And the rice that was ignored began to rot. Dr. Emoto thinks that this experiment provides an important lesson, especially with regard to how we treat children. We should take care of them, give them attention, and converse with them. Indifference does the greatest harm.
Sam doing sorry, but almost. But
that is what is going to us. So the center beaker that you saw, that is the black bit that is going inside our body. So it is very important while cooking, we play some important, very, high vibrational mantras while cooking, so that it is infused with the divine energy. The second aspect that I wanted to talk to you about, the purity of mind. If we take care of the purity of body, then another aspect that I wanted to talk is the purity of mind. There are three aspects that I want to talk about mind. The first is the conscious level, the second is the subconscious level, and the third one is the psychic level. At the conscious level, there are conscious thoughts like I have to go to office today, I have to do groceries today. So these are general thoughts that are going on in our mind generally. Like if you look at somebody, whether she's looking good or no, or something like that, just generally everyday thoughts. All these thoughts, we create about 30 to 60,000 thoughts every day in our life. Every day we are creating, and this can be categorized into many different categories. They could be unnecessary thoughts, they could be waste thoughts, they could be toxic thoughts, they could be negative thoughts, they could be elevated positive thoughts. So basically, the toxic thoughts are of resentment. If you are thinking something you don't like or hate, you are creating that toxic energy to them, and the whole vibration is going through you. So basically, it affects your own self. And then, if you're the most important thing that I wanted to talk about is the unnecessary waste thoughts. They are always about past and future. So when you talk about if you are sitting here and if you are not with me, basically you are either in future or you are in past. If you are in past, just look at it. Every second that has passed just before this doesn't exist here. It doesn't exist anywhere in the universe. It only exists in your mind. You turn this world upside down, but you will not find that past that you have lived just a second back. It only exists in your mind. And the future, we always dream of glorifying the future, and this is what will happen. I will be happy when I do this. That future which hasn't even come. All that we have is present. All that we have is this moment. If we are not in this moment, then life doesn't happen, and that's why we are so unhappy today. The second part of the mind is very important, and we should really understand this very well. The second part is the subconscious mind. All the belief systems from many births that we have been carrying, from inception, all the belief systems are lying at subconscious mind. In terms of likes, dislikes, beliefs, in terms of, there are two things that a belief system is formed of. One is the incident. Let's say I had a fight with somebody, that is the incident. And what experience I had with that fight is the incident and the experience. So incident and experience, all these create my belief system, and they are lying inside. Today, when we see that we are living life out of reaction, out of compulsion, or if we say it's an automated life, it's only because that subconscious mind pops up and tells you what to do. Because we are sleeping inside, I said that the dominant energy is sleeping inside. We have not taken charge of that dominant energy. That's why life is become so automated today that what is driving our life is the subconscious mind. Yoga is all about this. Yoga purifies your body. No other exercise can purify your body. No other exercise can help you get inside your body and help you know that whatever chronic diseases you have created and are trying to kill them with some medicines, it's not going to happen. If yoga was in our life, if yoga was a part of our lifestyle, then we would know how to look inside and what diseases we have created, and we would know how to cure them also, because we have created these chronic diseases for ourselves. We don't have to do a research outside. No matter how much research we do outside in this world, Macmillan Cancer Research Charity, no need. Because any research that we do outside is not going to help us. Because what we need to do is look inward, inside us, with the help of meditation and yoga, for us to be blissful. If you look at the subconscious mind, it is driving our life today. All the sanskaras, all that. Let's say, for example, you don't like a particular person. Every time that person comes in front of you, that memory pops up and says, this is how you need to behave. That means somebody else is driving my life and saying this is what you do because of the past incident or past memory that has been stored in my mind. The last section of that mind is the psychic mind. But before that, I want to tell you how these belief systems are formed. Basically, all these five senses are outward bound. So what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you eat, what you listen to, all this is giving you information. When you watch TV or any program, all that is going in your mind. That is information. That information when it goes inside, you start looking at things and start creating beliefs. Those beliefs, whenever, let's say for example, I'm working in office and somebody comes up and says, well, there's this lady you're going to meet today, she's not a very good lady. I already make a notion that she is not going to be a good lady. I look at her from that point of view, and then I create this sanskar that she will not be good, no matter how she is. I look at her, so I become habituated to look at her like that. Then my attitude changes, then my personality changes, and then that's how my destiny changes. This lady could have been a very good friend of mine, but I lost her because of the information that went into me. From information to destiny, all that is creating our belief systems. But basically, we are not made of this bundle. When we die, we leave this body. We give it to Mother Earth because we have taken it on loan from her. This is like a car. We have taken this car on loan. This is a tool. We have taken this tool on loan from Mother Earth to experience life. Like a car. If I didn't have a car, I would borrow it from somebody. I have to give the car back. So we give the body back. We give the conscious mind also back along with the body. That means the thinking mind. But what we take with us is that bundle of belief system, that is the sanskars. We take that. Then by tendency we take another body. We then again behave through the same sanskar. If you look at a child, a 6-month-old child, she can tell her likes and dislikes quickly. What color she likes, what nature she is, everything you can make out. Imagine that this child had died out of a plane crash in her last birth. She will be fearful towards plane. If she had to travel at the age of 6 months in the plane, the moment she sees the plane, that thing will pop from her belief system and say, I don't want to go, and she will show that discontentment. This is how all of us, you and me, all of us are leading our life with the bundle of the sanskar. But as I said, there is a very dominant, beautiful energy that lies inside us, and that is the psychic mind. At that level, all of us are same. And this pure energy, if we have to tap, it's the energy that every one of us has, but we are hardly using it. And this is the power of love, knowledge, happiness, bliss, wisdom, purity, and willpower. If you look at love, we have immense, abundant acceptance in us to accept everyone the way they are. But what we do is use the limited outer energy. If our children are disturbing us, we shout at them, use limited outer energy of anger. We think if we shout at them, they will keep quiet. Anger can bring behavioral changes. But love can bring transformational changes. If we use the inner power, that inner energy of love, you will see long-term benefits. You will see long-term benefits in a child. That's why children are supposed to be brought in that nesting of love and purity of mind in terms of body, what we put in the body, in terms of thought, what we think for others and ourselves, because we are the same energy. We also need to think about happiness. Happiness is our property, it's a choice. We can't see happiness in education. Look at children, the way we are building children today. We say to them that if you don't study well, you will become so and so. You won't get a good job. You won't get this, you won't get that. Basically, we are bringing them up, saying that I will make the road ready for you, not you ready for the road. Basically, what it means is all these inner qualities are there in children. But what we are telling them, all these pleasures of life, the limited outer pleasures of life, if you do that, then you will get all those. But that will not confine them to the power that they have within. If they have to see that power within, they have to invoke that power within. We haven't taught that. No education, no school, no college can give that kind of education to bring that wisdom within. Another thing about this inner energy is the wisdom. When we shut this bundle of sanskar, when we take charge of our life and say, my life is not going to be by the bundle of my sanskar. I am going to take charge of my life. That means I am going to only behave through the power of inner bliss, only through the power of inner awareness. Awareness is life and life is awareness. There is nothing else. Yoga makes a huge difference in breaking this kind of bundle of sanskar that we come in. and then it emerges that beautiful energy from within so that we can meet the divine. With the help of meditation, you can see inside. With the help of meditation, you can invoke that energy, and then your inner wisdom will come out and show you the path. If you are kidnapped, if you are into a situation, a very, very dreadful situation, your inner voice will help you, your inner voice can tell you. For that, every parent has to understand that we need to invoke that inner happiness from within for our children. We are in so much insecurity. What will happen to my child? Even if he is kidnapped or even if something happens to him, that inner power, that inner bliss, that inner wisdom will come up only when you shut this bundle of belief system and take charge of life. And yoga and meditation can do that. Another thing that I have noticed is when I was talking about yoga to so many people, they said, well, we don't have time. We are so much busy in our physical life. Yeah, I can understand why we are so busy with our physical life, gaining so many things, only to know that these are the things are as limited as our body. We have to give this body back to Mother Earth. We have to give all those things that we have been achieving to Mother Earth. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't give education to children. They need to do everything that you are deciding for them. Good education is extremely important, but the good timing is extremely important. If a child wakes up early morning, the cortisol levels in a child is very low then. If we have the foundation of building ourselves in such a way that we spend self-development, time for self-development in the morning in terms of yoga and meditation, and if it is a child for studies, it will go lifelong. This Brahma Muhurat that I am talking about at 4 o'clock, if we wake up and do our personal development, we use that time for personal development, it can go on for life. You are actually making your child's life then. He will blossom. He will be so independent that he will know that he has to take charge of his life. He will not need parents to know what should I do in a situation where I am being attacked by so many negativities. If yoga and meditation is a culture of every family, you will see there is a huge difference between the children that they don't do and the children can do, because the inner power will guide them throughout their life. If you look at the psychic mind, as I said, if we always keep saying, oh, I don't have time for yoga, there's so many things I have to take care of. It is just like sharpening your saw. There were two people were given saws to cut trees. One person started sharpening it for half an hour. Other person cut 20 trees in that half an hour. When he was exhausted and he said that with the blunt knife I am not able to do, he is dragging himself and cutting more trees. By the time this guy who was sharpening his saw came up and he started cutting trees like anything. This is the power of meditation and yoga, and this is the power of investing that time for self-development. If you are not sharpening your saw, then you can't bring that justice to yourself, your family, neither your children. It is very important. What you think you don't have time for will actually save your life. Will actually save so much time that you will think that, the kind of stuff that yoga has done. We've been, Loki and me have been into yoga for so many years now, about 10 years. And we see that what I was not able to do at the age of 20, I am able to do at the age of 40. So that is a major difference that yoga has brought into our life. It's very important to make yoga a part of our life. We have been given life. It is not a good or bad life. We just have been given life. How good or bad we make is all up to us. It's a choice. If we bring our children in yoga and meditation, the kind of things that you will see, and basically you are giving the correct foundation, the right foundation for them, the correct nesting. If they build themselves in this, that guy will never fail in his life. Whether he achieves anything outside or no, whether he becomes a doctor or no, whether he achieves all the successes or no, his life will be in his control, and bliss will definitely touch him in his life. If you see the kind of things, one more thing that is very important to know when we talk about children is at the age of 7 or 8, we have this pineal gland, which is the seat of, it is the Agya Chakra, it is the seat of wisdom. This seat of wisdom starts calcifying, it starts precipitating while the children grow over a period of 7 years. When this starts calcifying, then the child goes through emotional drawbacks. The child goes through a lot of hormones inside the body, which can create huge impact on the child. The child can go to, go towards addiction. The child can go to a lot of things that they should know. They can turn towards sex. They can turn towards anything that gives that they don't understand what's happening to their body because the kind of hormones that go into their body. So it's very important that we stop things that can calcify the pineal gland. And one thing that stops calcifying the pineal gland is no exercise, no sport, no education, no school. Only yoga can do that. It stops calcifying of the pineal gland, and your child will be in harmony with himself. It delays the calcifying of the pineal gland. It brings out the inner potential. All that you are looking for in schools and colleges is all the information we have been gathering about space and about world. But what about the inner information? What are we made of, and how we can take control of our life? No education is giving that. Every education first should do yoga. It should be the first education. Even parents, yoga should be the first education for your children. Whether they educate themselves or not, whether they become engineers, doctors or no, yoga should be the first education, because whether they become or no, this will not only help them in this life, but lives after that. The kind of personality they will come up with, the human beings that they will be, they will contribute to themselves immensely, plus the world. Good posture, efficiency and everything. So, in my view, yoga and meditation is extremely important. If you say you don't have time for it, it doesn't mean that you don't have time. It is the willingness that you lack. It is not the time. All of us, whatever is important in our life, we never say I didn't brush my teeth today because I didn't have time. We brush our teeth every day. Every day we brush our teeth. We never say I didn't take a shower because I didn't have time. We take shower. What about internal shower? The internal shower is done by yoga. And Isha Yoga is the foundation. So far I have seen that they offer the most authentic practices so far. We've been doing yoga for 10 years. And the authenticity of Isha Yoga cannot be explained in words. It brings you tears of ecstasy just within 2 days. We'll be offering a lot of Hatha Yoga and yogic practices in the near future. So when we finish this program, we'll just have a taste of what yoga means, how they teach yoga. Isha Yoga is the foundation that can teach yoga in the most purest, most authentic, maintaining the sanctity of the entire yoga. We will have a taste of it today, and if you are interested in knowing more about it or knowing how when we do these programs in future in Swindon, please fill the guest cards after the program. So basically, we will take 5 minutes break if you need the restroom or if you need to have some water. But after that, you will not be able to move. So it is advisable that Garima takes care of the children who are not 7 years old. 7 and above, anybody can do this yoga. It is just a taste of what Isha Yoga can offer to us in near future. Thank you.
And by the way, there is